Yeah. I like your freaking shoes too. Those are fun. The
dude,
green.
thank you. I got these. They're from American Eagle, but I got them at Goodwill when I was 15.
That's crazy.
Dude, these are like my pride and joy shoes.
How long have you had them for?
I'll be 27 in April, so like 12 years.
Dude, I run my shoes into the ground.
Dude, I get it. These are like my fancy shoes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tattoo Consciousness. This is episode 9, and I'm really excited to introduce Skylar, or pale.artist, on Instagram onto the podcast. Not only was this such a fun episode to record, but it was a very fun episode to edit, and I had a lot of good laughs with her. She's an extremely talented artist, and I am so happy and excited to share her story with you. So if you enjoy, please make sure to subscribe and share with your friends and family.
Hey everybody, this is Tattoo Consciousness. This is episode 9, and I'm here with Skylar.
Hi!
Will you go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of like about your style and how you got into tattooing?
Sure. So my name is Skylar Francis. I've been tattooing professionally for 3.5 years. I go by the name pale.artist, and my shop is pale.artist tattoo. I've wanted to tattoo since I was 14, and so I did a lot of flash sheets and hand poking and really tried to get into that. And then I told my parents that I wanted to tattoo, and they were like, absolutely not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like when I was 16, I was like, I finally know, like, this is my calling. And they were like, yeah, no.
What do they think now?
They're very proud.
Oh,
yeah. So it's nice. I've tattooed them both also.
Oh,
they're in their 60s. Yep. Hi, Mom and Dad. So that was really nice. But yeah, they were not about it.
What was their issues with it? Like their qualms?
I'm from basically like the cornfields of Illinois, and so all of the shops there are like very classic trad biker shops. Yeah, so they were like,
Hello Kitty.
No Hello Kitty. So they were like, we really don't want you working like in that kind of environment with those kinds of people, you know, stereotypical stuff. And they were like, you need to go to college and get a real job, and that's that.
Yeah.
So I went to college. I got my degree in illustration, and I focused in medical illustration.
That's interesting.
Yes, so like textbooks and like posters and stuff that you would see at the doctor's office. Yeah. Yep, it's crazy.
Did you finish it out?
So yeah, I do have my bachelor's in illustration, and then I was supposed to get my master's. I know. I was supposed to get my master's in biomedical visualization and science.
Oh my gosh.
And then
so what were you planning on doing with that?
You pretty much just redo textbook stuff and do like 3D animation of how to do surgeries. So it's really like taking stuff that is now outdated that they've found is like wrong and redoing it. So it's pretty boring.
No, I think that's interesting.
I love science.
I think it's fun because I was talking about this with like my therapist, but the medical industry has changed so much. Like in the 60s, they were doing lobotomies.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, so sometimes when I go to the doctor, I'm like, I know like what you're trying to do, but like in like 20 years, think about what we're going to discover.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That was really what I was going to do. And I was still hand poking and everything on the side and doing it like as a hobby. And if people had machines, I would like kind of do machine stuff. But that was really the direction I was going. But then I graduated in 2020 during COVID.
Oof.
I know. And then I took the GRE to get into the master's program. They only accept 12 people a year. And my score was like 10 points off of the score that I needed to get in. So I was going to have to wait like a whole nother year. And I was like, you know what? This kind of sucks. I lived in downtown Chicago during this time also. Man. So it was like peak COVID, like peak protesting too. Yeah. So like everything was just like crazy. And so I decided to move back in with my parents for a couple months to decide what I was going to do with my life. And then I actually met my current partner on TikTok in 2020, and he's from here. So we are still together, and that's why I live here now.
Oh, that's why you live here?
Yep.
That's super cool.
Yep, I literally moved from Illinois to here for him.
Well,
so.
I hope you came and visited a couple times.
I did. We only met probably like 4 or 5 times in person before I moved in with him.
Were you anxious about like just packing up and leaving?
Definitely. Yeah. I was like, oh, this probably isn't going to work out, but it's fine.
How long did it take you to feel established and like get going?
So for the first 9 months that I lived here, I was unemployed. I was doing like DoorDash and stuff like that. It was horrible. And then I started working for a doctor's office as a receptionist in January of like the next year. It was horrible. I only worked there for like 6 months. It was so bad. And then I dealt with a bunch of really crazy health stuff. And so I was completely out of work for like 3 or 4 months and was like entirely basically housebound and all this stuff. And then it was like during all of that, I was like, okay, like I'm going to be a tattoo artist. This is my time. And so I emailed a bunch of shops. I had initially had an apprenticeship, but only for one day, right when I moved out here up in Denver. I won't name any names, but it was not a good shop. They made me like wipe all of their floors like on my hands and knees and like clean their kitchen drains, mow the yard, and like plant flowers in 100-degree heat. Like it was just weird. And I live, down south, so it was going to take me like an hour to get there, and I had to be there from like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day of the week, basically. I was like, I just don't think this is a good fit. But so then that scared me off from trying to find another apprenticeship. Totally. But then, thankfully, there was one in my town that did respond to my email, and they were like, oh, come in. And I was still really sick at this time. I didn't think they were going to respond. So I went in with my portfolio, like, thinking I was going to pass out while I was talking to these people.
No.
And I was like, I want this so bad. Like, I will make sure it happens. And they were nice enough to take me on, and it didn't work out with them, unfortunately. But I do really appreciate that they like gave me a foot in the door in the industry. It's really nice.
It's really interesting too doing the podcast, and like even though people are in such different areas, they'll be like, oh, I know this person you interviewed, or like, look, you got your chest tattoo by Destiny. Exactly. It's like so cool. Like I'm like, oh, I love that. That's like a little community, and it shows me that I'm like interviewing the right people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
would say.
So that's super cool. Here, there's a lot more people that have an art degree and then have gotten into tattooing.
Definitely.
And in Oklahoma, it was like I was told not to do that before tattooing. Yeah.
If I ever have an apprentice, I think that's something that I would look for. Just because I would like somebody to know color theory and art fundamentals and everything else. And so it's like, I really only have to teach you how to tattoo.
I don't think apprentices should have to get taught how to draw.
I don't think so either. Personally, I'm like,
if you want to get into this, you should be drawing already.
Thank you. Yes.
And coming with a portfolio, not just like, I like noodling.
I draw on the side. It's like, no, I want this to be your life because it's going to be your life. Oh, yeah. It's going to be your whole life. So I need it to already be your life before you take it even further.
I don't think people necessarily understand that until they're in it either. Yeah, that was something like when I started dating my boyfriend. He doesn't really know a lot about tattoos. He had a couple of tattoos, but I mean, dude, like we would be out on vacation. I'd be like talking to people taking deposits and shit. And he's like, Ava, this is our time, and I'm like, no,
like I'm working.
I'm like, I will get us dinner right now. Like, let me get this deposit.
That's
bro.
So funny. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, how do you balance that with like your work life and like also maintaining boundaries with clients? Because sometimes you get really friendly with clients, but then it's like,
yeah. I would say with my like work-life balance, I only tattoo 4 days a week.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And it's only between the hours of like 11 to 5. So I try to keep it, within those.
Do you typically do like one tattoo a day or a couple small
ones? It just depends.
Or,
I typically do at least hand-sized or larger. So if it's only like a 2.5-hour tattoo, I can fit like 2.5-hour tattoos. But if it's like 3.5 hours, I'll only do one for the day, or if it's a full day, I'll do a full 5 hours, kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like my work-life balance is not super awesome, even though I only work 4 days a week. But it's okay. I just feel like there's so much stuff that goes into it that it's like
all the time, every day, everywhere.
It's like you're doing admin stuff, and then you're like, oh, I have to draw for tomorrow. And then you do that, and you come home and you go, oh, admin stuff, and now I have to draw for tomorrow. And so it's just that, like, every day. I try to take some days, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to draw everything for this whole week now, and then I won't have to deal with it. But that's like pretty rare that I'm able to do that.
Do you ever feel like guilty whenever you're having like your own like leisure time, and you're like, I could be doing stuff right now to like better my business, or I could be drawing like Flash or whatever.
I don't really do too much leisure stuff. Everybody's like, what's your hobby? And I'm like, drawing.
This.
Drawing. I have started lightly playing Dress to Impress on Roblox.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Which is so silly. I don't play video games at all. I get no satisfaction out of video games. But 6 minutes to make an outfit and then walk the runway and judge everybody, I'm like so about it. And I also recently got back into playing piano.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Piano lessons for 12 years.
Holy shit.
And so, I didn't have a piano. And so my parents bought me like a keyboard for my birthday.
Is it like riding a bike? You're getting back into it and you're like...
Kind of. I'm definitely not as like fluid as I used to be, because I used to do it every day.
Yeah.
And I would play like contests and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So I'm a little rusty, but it's not gone. It's not gone. So yeah.
I'd really like to, like, since we've moved back back here. Well, my boyfriend's not from here, but I always say that he tells people, he's like, we just moved here from Oklahoma, and I'm like, fuck, I am not from there.
You're like, no.
I'm like, I grew up in Evergreen. Please stop.
Like, I'm from
oh my god. And then I have to like hear the spiel of like, well, the weather's not usually like this. Have you been to Red Rocks? And I'm like, oh man. Yeah. But I just like, I want to get back into like, we've been kind of doing some hikings and stuff, but like we've only lived here now for 7 months, and I'm doing so much, like the podcast and then working, and that's so awesome. Like that's it. It's like I go home, I work, I go to the doctors.
Literally. Wow, that's so funny. Yep, I get that.
Yeah. So, but I'm like, I crave that. Like, we went to, he's stressed too because he's going to school and he's working. He's a carpenter, so he's like doing school full time, being a carpenter. He's gonna be a lawyer at some point.
My partner literally was basically the same thing. Home remodeling, like going to school. Yep.
Yeah. So, but like, I made him go to on Saturday because we were both really kind of stressed. But I was like, we need to do something. We need to like get out of the house because it also builds like burnout and frustration if you're just doing that. Like, even though we need to be doing that, it's still like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So we went to the Dead Man's Festival
cool.
and Estes, which was really nice because I haven't been since I was a kid, and that was in Netherlands. So, but yeah, and I took him to the Stanley and stuff, and it was good because it put us like in better moods and it made me feel more creative and stuff. You know, because you get kind of bogged down.
Definitely.
Yeah. What do you do whenever you get like bogged down and burn out?
Honestly, I just power through
you
somehow.
Power through
I do.
It. Oh no.
I do. If I really can't think of anything to draw, I mean, I love Pinterest. I'm a big Pinterest girly. I got actually interviewed like for Pinterest one time.
That's crazy.
Because I like using Pinterest, and I've used it so long. They really pushed it when I was in college for like mood boards and like all that kind of stuff. And so I really will just scroll through Pinterest just forever and find stuff that I kind of resonate with or things that I like, and I'm like to kind of get ideas off of. But really all I
what about with like tattooing itself? Because I know it's like, even though we always try to leave our stuff at the door and try our best, if we're like not feeling well, like physically or mentally, whatever it is, I feel like sometimes it can lack in our tattooing. What do you do to avoid that? And like, because we want to give our clients the best we can.
I surprisingly don't feel like I notice it too much within my work. I know when I am super bogged down and I'm like, I really don't want to be here today, but I still put in the same amount of like effort and that I want it to be. You know, everything. I'm always like, I want this one to be the best one. I want this one to be the best one. And so I don't think it really comes through in my work when I am bogged down. So that's good. I just feel horrible.
Oh no.
You know? But then I feel like I really try to schedule time off for myself, or at least block days, so I can either do a reschedule or put somebody in the spot as like an open spot, or just take the day off. And that usually helps, just having like a random day that I'm supposed to work that I'm not working, to just kind of be like, okay, we're good, day off.
What do you do with that, like whenever clients come in? Because most clients are like chatty. You know, most people want to talk.
I would say most of my clients, we do chat a lot, and there are, you know, the lulls of not talking. I can always tell when I'm burnout, because if I talk the whole day, I'm like really, really tired afterwards.
It takes energy. It's an energy exchange.
Definitely. I try to keep conversation kind of light on the days that I'm not super 100% here, or I'll be transparent and be like, hey, I'm going to be a little quieter today. I've been super busy, so like, just bear with me a little bit. Like, it doesn't have to be silent, but like, I'm just not gonna yap your ear off like I normally do. So,
do you ever feel like it's hard to like go out and socialize and do things because you're maintaining a relationship every day for like? It's kind of like the last thing I want to do is go to a get together and like talk with people.
If it's my friends, totally fine. But if it's like a get together that has people I don't know, it's just like you go up to people and you're like, so what do you do for work? It's like the same thing that you ask your clients, like, oh, well, do you like your job? Oh, how'd you get into that? It's like the same conversation. It feels very like surface level because I'm just kind of on autopilot trying to have a conversation with people when it's like, like, yes, I care, but at the same time, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing that, you know? I'm like, I just did that all day long. Like, I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again.
And then you're at a social event and they're like, well, I have this idea for this sleeve.
And you're like, oh my God, no. I do tell people that I'm a tattooer, but I try not to bring it up first. If they start saying stuff about it, I'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I tattoo. But it always makes me feel bad because there'll be parties and stuff, and my partner and I will both be talking to people, and we're like, oh, what do you do? And then they're like, oh, what do you do? And my boyfriend will say like, oh, I work at a dispensary right now, and like go to school. And then as soon as I come in and I'm like, I'm a tattoo artist, it's like he just gets swept under the rug so fast. People are like, I don't give a shit.
You're a celebrity.
Yeah, they're like, I don't give a shit that you work at a dispensary. Like this person is a tattoo artist, and now I'm gonna tell them every idea I've ever had.
And then you do a consultation, and you don't want to.
Yeah, and then they never book. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. Yeah. So, and it makes me feel bad because I'm like, yeah, but like my partner, but they just want to talk to me because they're like, wow, this is so cool. And it's like, I want somebody to think I'm cool because it's on me. Yeah. Like, I don't want somebody to think I'm cool because I'm a tattooer.
Yeah, not because
like,
of the job.
Like, that makes me sad. I'm like, okay, you don't want to be my friend because you think I'm cool. You want to be my friend because of tattoos. Yeah.
Have you ever had problems with, like, when I first started, I had, like, some friends, and they seemed like they were my friends because of tattooing. And initially we became friends not because of tattooing, but then it became like, hey, can you help me with this? Oh, yeah, and I was thinking about this tattoo idea, and could you get me and so it seemed like an exchange of, like, we hang out, I do a tattoo for you, or you do something for, have you had issues with that, like, when you started tattooing or anything?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think. It feels like it was so long ago now, even though it was only, like, almost 4 years. But no, honestly, all of my friends have always been very, like, open to paying me. I mean, I give them discounts, but they're like, I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully, I have not really had that issue where I feel like somebody's using me for, like, the tattoo exchange. No, thankfully.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I feel like all of my friends are very like, no, this is your job. Like, you don't have to give me I'm like, yes, I'm gonna give you a discount, but like, it's fine. Yeah.
How is your thoughts on, like, why did you decide to open up a private studio? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big walk-in gal.
No,
I don't
me neither.
enjoy it.
All of my weirdest clients from back in the day were always the walk-in people.
Always, and I'm like, also, like, I don't know, I want to think about your tattoo more and draw it up. I don't want to, like, spur of the moment.
I hate that. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sit there and draw while you're, like, waiting for me.
Exactly.
And then also it feels like the walk-ins haven't thought it through.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they're like a walking billboard.
Yes.
And so I don't want them to go out there with a tattoo that's, like, not thought out. Yeah. So I like the aspect of a private studio. So what are, like, the pros and the cons, and how did you end up here?
So the pros, I would say, I really like being alone.
That's fair.
I do like being alone, and I like having such one-on-one time with my client. And if I do, like, a more intimate area, like, there's nobody that's coming in, you know, and I really like that. I feel like people open up a lot more. It just feels nice to be able to come and go as I please and not feel like you're being side-eyed, like, from across the room because you're leaving early because you don't have anything else for the day. So I like just kind of being my own boss and doing things how I want to do things. But I do think it's a lot better of a space and an atmosphere for my clients specifically.
Yeah.
But so, like, here, it's like, if we're going to take a break, it's my client and I taking a break. It's not just like, we're, all right, peace, like, we're leaving for a while. Yeah. And then how I ended up here, so I live in Castle Rock. And I was just looking around at commercial spaces, and then I found the space, and this was honestly the first space that I looked at, and I, like, came in and they were like, well, there's somebody else trying to get the space too, and they have, like, more experience and they're, like, more established. And I was like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. I really thought I wasn't gonna get it. And then I had an interview with my landlords, and they were just like, all right, cool, like, we liked you a lot better than the other person, so we're gonna give it to you.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, oh, okay.
Perfect.
And they let me pick the flooring and, like, paint the walls. Like, they painted the walls for me. They had somebody paint it for me. Yep, I just had to tell them the colors. And, they were really nice. They're very good people. Yeah.
That's something, like, here in Colorado I've noticed is, so in Oklahoma you have to have partition walls.
Oh, interesting. Even if it's just one person?
Not if it's one person, but yeah, if you're having a shop. So most of the shops have booths.
Okay.
Yeah, or they have, like, one huge wall and then a half wall.
Yeah.
Like, one of the shops I worked at was, like, an open warehouse, but I had a one wall and then pretty much, I mean, it was above my head, like a half wall.
Yeah.
Right? And here in Colorado, the shops are just open.
Yes.
And I don't know if I like that or not, because I really liked
it.
having the, like you said, the quality time. And some people, like, they trauma dump or they talk to you about stuff that's, like, really intimate.
Exactly.
And I feel kind of weird when it's, like, this big open space.
And then everybody else can hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, especially things like memorial tattoos, they're telling, like, kind of the story about, like, their pet or the person that it was about, and then they're crying. Yes, and then it's like they're crying just, like, in this open shop. Like, I'm like, that's probably awkward for you. It feels kind of awkward for me. I'm like, oh, sorry. Like, I wish we could kind of, like, you know, go and be a little more private about this. So I feel like people here feel a lot more comfortable than they did.
When did you start feeling like really good about your tattoos? You know what I mean?
Because
I'm about to come up on 3 years and I'm like, I am not where I should be.
So
and
fair.
I hate on myself so bad.
Don't.
I do.
Don't.
I'm like and then it's like, and then I get to, it's just, it's such a, you have to just do it and learn. Like, it's not like an overnight thing. And I'm such a perfectionist and it frustrates me. And like, so I'll be told like, oh, you should try this brand. And then it works and something clicks. And I'm like, oh, my tattoos are better. But it's like,
you level up.
It's like, fuck, I've been wanting this for like 2 years. Like, what the hell?
I do notice like the level ups. It's like, you'll do one really good tattoo and then all of your tattoos from there on out are at that level.
Like consistent.
Yes. And then it'll do it again.
That's how I feel with like the cream cartridges, is I've been struggling with it. And then like this one person, and sometimes people tell me things and it doesn't work for me. And that's okay. You know, but like this for some reason just like clicked.
Nice.
And I was like, what? Where's this been?
I know.
Why has nobody told me about this? I could have been doing this the whole time. But is it like, could you have, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, so like during my apprenticeship, I thought I was eating, you know?
Yeah. I think every apprentice is like, oh, I'm doing
like,
it.
wow,
I
really did so good.
Yeah.
And then I look back and I'm like, they're not bad, but they're not where I thought I was. I would say within the last year, honestly, since getting my Bishop machine, I see a lot more significant progress and like those leveling ups. I mean, I still zoom in on my tattoos like crazy every single day.
Work. That's why I wanted to interview, because I'm like, this is the type of stuff that I want to do. And
honestly, and it's not even that I'm hard on myself. It's almost just like every day I zoom in and I'm like, okay, that line could have been a little cleaner. Yes, I'm very critical, and then I take note into things next time. Like if there's a little space where I like didn't follow through all the way to the next line and there's like a little gap, I'm like, oh, you need to remember, you really need to follow through all the way, because the stencil, you know, if, like you think it's to the line, but then it's because the purple stencil is still there, and then when you wipe it away there's like a little gap. So it's like little things like that. So I feel like being hypercritical of myself just helps me learn more. Everything learning from here on out is basically on me, or like I'll ask Destiny things sometimes when I go to see her. I got tattooed by Carly Tattoos, like up in Wheat Ridge, at Glass Moon Tattoo. You don't know them? No. Oh my gosh. Well, she would be good to interview too. And like asking her things, because she's been in the industry, I think at least 10 years, a little longer. Yeah, so I think just being hypercritical and even just watching YouTube videos and like looking up things and asking other tattooers kind of their opinions on different things has helped me grow a lot. So I would say within the last year, I have been a lot happier with my work, in that I feel like my style is very set and they come back healed well, not too much fallout or anything, like doesn't really need touch-ups. So I'd say within the last year, I'm like, okay, like we're on lock, and now I just
finally
have to
having like every tattoo's consistent.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I also, something recently that I've been like going back and forth with. So I did like black and gray work before my apprenticeship. Only black and gray portraits with graphite pencils, like really realistic stuff, right?
I did realism too. For the medical
mentor
stuff.
I got with did American Trad, so he taught me that. So like I didn't get to do that for the longest time, right? And so then I've had to like kind of teach myself that with tattooing, because he didn't. I mean, he teach me a lot, but in general, you know what I mean. And so then I go back and forth from like, I don't know what I want to do. Because I'll get like, you know, inspired, and I'll be like, ooh, I really want to do some American traditional color stuff. But then it's also like, I also want to do some portraits, and I want to do stipple work. And so it's hard to have like, I feel like every artist ends up having like a consistency of like, they have a style, and I haven't gotten there yet. And it's really frustrating to me, because I like every really amazing known artist, like look at Nico Hurtado. He only does that one thing. You know, like Matt Renner and Evergreen. He only does that one thing. So it's like, it's hard for me, because I don't understand how other people are like, look at all your stuff, it looks consistently you, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, so did you have any issues with that? Or
I did.
How did you deal with that?
So when I was in college, I only did colored pencil realism. Like that was, you know, that was my bread and butter. And one of my professors, who was not super nice, pulled me into his office and was like, hey, like, I just need you to know, like, you're never going to be known for your art if you're a realism artist.
Oh my God.
And I was like, well, I'm kind of going into the medical thing, and it has to be realism. And, you know, and he was like, well, if you lined up 10 realism pieces of the same thing, you wouldn't be able to tell who did what. So, like, you really need to find your style. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know how to do that, but sure. And so it was like a big thing for a long time that I didn't have a style. And then in 2020, when I was on TikTok, I became really popular on TikTok for doing tattoo designs. And they weren't even like really fully rendered designs. They were kind of like sketch designs. And I would say those sketches are pretty similar to what I do now. But I wasn't even trying. I was just kind of like, oh, like, I know people like the tattoo design videos, whatever. Let's see if I can get some traction from this. And I did get a lot of traction. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, these all kind of look the same. That's crazy. And then when I got into tattooing, I just kept doing that kind of style. And then it's just evolved from there. And I noticed now that a lot more of my, like, realism stuff is kind of creeping back in. It's kind of creeping back in. So now it's like a weird illustrative neo-trad realism kind of mashup thing. So it's definitely evolving, but I would say, yeah, I just started doing it a little more like almost like if realism was just outlines, because still, you know, with like same proportions and everything. I think that's kind of how I went about doing it, and then it's just evolved. But I also like, I do color sometimes. I don't ever post my color because I don't love doing color.
Yeah, so you don't want to advertise it.
Exactly.
Then people will be like, oh my god, I want this.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like some of my regulars who have been with me since I was an apprentice, I've always done color on them, so I still do color on them, and I'm like, don't be offended that I'm not posting your stuff, because it's not because I hate it, it's just because I don't really want to do color. But I would like to lean more into color, and I would really like to lean into realism portraits also. But I'm like, I don't have anybody to ask questions. So I'm like, we'll get there. Like, I think I'll probably put soon and be like, hey, does anybody want to get like a portrait like of a celebrity or something where it's like they not like a family member, because I don't know their family members.
Yeah, that scares me too.
I know.
I'm
I'm like,
member tattoo.
No. If it's like Marilyn Monroe, it's like, okay, everybody knows who Marilyn Monroe is, or like Frankenstein or Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've also found too, like, I'm struggling with getting people to get portraits because a lot of people don't want portraits anymore.
Yes,
I feel like.
Portraits are really out of style.
Yeah, people don't. Well, especially with like celebrities getting canceled and stuff too. So it's like, I don't want to get this like even if it's like you know, a movie portrait. If that celebrity something happens, it's like, you know what I mean.
I do a lot of I tattoo a lot of ravers in the EDM scene.
Oh, really?
And a lot of them get like DJ logos tattoos. And honestly, when I first started as an apprentice, I got a lot of traction on Twitter, doing flash sheets of different DJs. And I got so many ravers that came to me, and I still have a lot of them. But yeah, I was doing a lot of like DJ logos initially. And yeah, I don't think anybody's gotten canceled that I've done. But I also worry about that. And my clients have expressed concern about that too.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I don't know. And it's also like, for some reason, like when I was doing my portraits, it really angered me because it didn't get a lot of attention because they look like photos.
Right.
And then I would do like flash sheets that like are not the level, and they would like do so well. And so it's just like, it's such a hard thing because like I'm like you, when I was 14 I decided I wanted to tattoo, I started drawing then, and I feel like a little bit I'm letting my 14-year-old self down because it's like, because I know I'm tattooing, but I'm not tattooing what she wanted to tattoo.
That's fair.
And I'm also trying to just like you know, like we've talked about Pinterest a little bit, and it's a great resource, but it's also like, I don't want to have the same tattoo designs as everybody else, because people find the same references on there, and I've seen that within the trad community.
A lot of my stuff gets put on Pinterest, like without my knowledge. I'll just be scrolling
Dude, I found some flash sheets for my apprenticeship. That's some people I didn't know like just put on Pinterest, and I was like, what the heck? Like, this is so, and some of them aren't good. And I'm like
okay. Some of my stuff from before I tattooed, like when I was posting on TikTok and stuff, it'll be like screenshots of my TikTok video, like on Pinterest. I'm like, that's so bizarre, but okay. And I get a lot of shops and stuff that just yoink my shit off Pinterest and like post it and be like, flash up for sale. I'm like, that literally has my website on it, but okay.
Dude, at least change it. Do something with it.
Exactly. I'm like, I mean, I guess free advertising, but I'm still like, whatever.
I get it if it's like, if somebody has the same idea. I've seen these videos and they kind of do irritate me a little bit, where it's like, I saw this girl and she did like a jam jar tattoo, and then she showed all these jam jar tattoos. And I'm like, that's not like, they look different to yours though. It's not like you came up with a jam jar.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do get like, whenever I was apprenticing, I did like a popsicle of the SpongeBob where his eyes are falling and stuff. And then I had people like take it.
Rip it.
Yeah. And then I had people a little older than me in the industry, and they were like, yeah, but you didn't necessarily come up with that. You don't own SpongeBob.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But I do want to do stuff that's just like more just like I'm just drawing.
Right.
And it's not like I need reference photos.
Exactly.
Yeah. Especially with Pinterest, like we said, like being the same type of.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the tattoo artists get the same reference photos.
Definitely. Yeah, you can always tell. Especially that one butterfly that has like 3 wings.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I see that one all the time. I'm like, I know you guys all yoink to that same picture.
Have you seen the one, and a lot of like American traditional artists use it, and it's like a vintage, like, I don't know when, but it's like a girl's glove, and she has a mirror in her hand, and she's doing this, and they all redraw it. They all redraw it, and I redrew it at one point too, but with like something different.
Especially
in the mirror.
Early on.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah, I feel like early on you kind of rip things a little more, like not super directly, but like you lean on that a lot more because you're like, well, I don't know, like what to do for myself.
I used to like always just keep the reference photo up, and I think now I'll do basic sketch, and then I'm like, bye bye. Yeah, because I'm trying to make it more me.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
I'm like, I feel like I can always tell when I've looked at a reference like really heavy versus when I've just drawn it from my head. Like it feels so much more organic. Like full of life and organic, and like it's so much better.
Yeah. Well, and then sometimes too, I'll get clients and they want that exact thing, and that's okay. Right. I don't like doing that though. I was like, I want to do it custom. I want it to be you, and also like sometimes it's like, this is a bird for somebody's dead grandma, and you don't know what this bird is, and you want it on you. You know what I mean?
Dude, you probably know what kind of bird it is.
Yeah. But then like sometimes you'll tattoo like exactly what they want, and you're like, what is happening in this design? You know?
Yeah, true. You're like, oh, is this AI? Like, what's going on?
No, for real.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's like 6 fingers, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't do anything anymore. Everything I do like is custom. I don't do designs that people send me. I love
doing custom. It's either flash or custom.
Yep,
I literally never. I'm just like, even if people bring me references, I'm like, we're gonna change this.
Yep.
And the people bringing AI now references in.
I'm like, okay, well, great.
I'm like, that doesn't make
all
sense.
Of these like unrealistic expectations now. Because
how can I explain this to you in a nice manner? Or now there's the AI tattoos, and people don't realize that they're fake. And so I've been getting like, it's older people sending me these, and I'm like, that doesn't have pores. Right. It's not red.
This is not real.
Yeah.
Or it's highly edited.
Yes.
Yeah, one or the other.
Dude.
Yeah, like the walk-ins at my old place, like people would just bring Pinterest stuff and they were like, yeah, just do it as is. Just do it as is. And I'm like, I don't want to do it as is. Like, that's somebody else's thing and I'm making money off of it. Like, that feels kind of bad.
Yeah.
But so now
also,
I'm like,
why would you want the same tattoo as somebody else?
You're like, oh, I don't care. I thought it was cool.
I even like my flash is like one and done. I don't like tattooing like unless it's like a flash sale.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. All of my flash are repeatable.
Oh, really?
Yep. All of my flash are repeatable. So it's not every flash sheet I've ever done, but a lot of the flash sheets that I've done are all on my website and like able to be booked. My wanna do's are strictly one-off, so I will never redo them.
Will you ever change flash for people?
If they want it changed, I'm like, I don't have a problem with changing it. I'm like, I consider it a custom, but like pricing is basically the same. So it's like,
yeah, 6 1 half nothing the other.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really care. So I'm like, customs obviously one-off, wanna do's one-off, and then flash. I do repeat my flash, but I don't love repeating it. I kind of hate doing the same thing like multiple times because it's always like, you know, you'll come up with a big sheet of like
and then
10
there's
designs.
one that's really
it's one
popular,
that you're doing like 5 times and you're like,
exactly.
okay, like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like when we've and also being at like private studios, I've done like Friday the 13th and flash days, but it's been like they message you on Instagram before and it's like a time slot.
Yeah, that's what I did.
At this shop, it's like very walk-in and like so it's just like people that I've never met and they're like it's a lot of energy and it's also it is like a very good like educational wise like you know getting to do those tattoos but it's also like during our flash days it's like we all are tattooing the one same design because everybody wants
that one
or I'm tattooing my coworker's design and I'm like I don't know what this design is or what's happening because it's from them and
where
it's
is the shading supposed to go what is this?
I think that's like fun as like to do as like a shop.
I wish we would have done it as a shop. I did it once here. I took like 6 people in one day and was like, well, if I would have booked like a 6-hour tattoo, I would have made like significantly more money.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well, it is what it is. But I was like, I didn't like it enough to do it again. So I was like, okay, one and done. That's fine. At least I've done it once.
I don't know. I could never be like a really old school tattooer and like be a pirate and like work at a shop where you're like tattooing until 3 a.m. and like no way. I'm like if the tattoos are like not up to my quality and I'm starting to feel tired, I'm like we're cutting.
We're done.
For the day.
We're done. Yeah, exactly.
But I know some people who are like I'm going until tomorrow. I'm like,
yeah,
no way.
People tattoo at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then they're back at it at like 9 a.m. the next day.
No way.
No.
Yeah.
So, I'm like paying respect where respect is due, but couldn't be me.
Yeah. I've also gotten into the groove of like making my own hours, so I love coming to the shop early.
Fair.
Yeah.
You like going in early?
Yeah, I don't. Like
I started like 11:30.
I don't like doing that.
Yeah, that's why I end at like 5.
Yeah.
11:30 to 5 is like.
Yeah, that's pretty much when I leave the shop is like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yep.
You know, like, and then I got a booking app too, and so they're allowed to book their own appointment times and stuff.
Venue?
No, I got Porter.
Oh, interesting. I use Acuity.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
I like that one. I know, like there's too many.
I know there's so many.
I know.
And they all have different prices and different attributes and stuff. Yeah.
Mine does have the option to like book your own appointment, but I won't let people do that. They have to inquire first. And then
they inquire. It sends
a link.
Yeah, it sends them a link.
Yeah.
And then they fill it all out, and then I accept it.
Oh, nice.
And then it asks me like how long's the tattoo going to take, how much is the tattoo, and all that, and then it'll send them a link with my schedule.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but I have like blocked off times where I'll only work like really 12 to 8. But sometimes I'll be like, hey, this is a really big tattoo, so can you book it at 12 because it's going to take all day and I just want to have you.
Right. Yeah, I'll send people individual links depending on how long their appointment will take, so then they can only book for like a 3-hour time slot or whatever.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like people don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's just easier for me to be like, okay, here's your time slot. Here are the available times. Here's the available days. Like, just pick it, put your deposit. We're good to go.
Yeah. That's something that I like was struggling with because I just recently got this within the past year, and it's been really nice because and also it takes away a lot of those people who are like dreamers.
Yes.
Who waste your time.
Who just DM you and then send you references.
And they're not going to make a deposit.
Exactly.
And they don't, whatever. So it's really nice to be like, hey, like, what are you looking to get? Okay, that's awesome. Here's the link to book, like, and then there's a deposit. Thanks so much, and then you leave it at that.
Exactly.
And if they're really interested, they'll do it, which is really nice because it just cuts that out.
Definitely.
But I was using like a freaking planner and doing it all myself, talking to people on Facebook, Instagram,
That's how I was
over
initially.
email, like. Yeah, and it was so hard to keep up with all that.
It's horrible.
And it was like a constant thing.
Yes, that's why I like to do the like books open and books closed thing. So many people like shit on that. They're like, oh, well, your book should be open like long term and then just book out like as far as
I don't see that worries me though, because sometimes people will book out like a month and then they end up canceling because something happens. Right. So I'm like, I couldn't imagine, like, I've talked to some tattooists and they're like, I book out a year and then I close it. And I'm like, woof, no.
I don't know my schedule like that. You know, I'm like, I travel sometimes. I go see family. I go see my partner's family, like in different states.
Or if you want to take a day off or an event pops up.
Exactly.
And you
I'm like,
it.
no. Yeah. So that's why I only do like 3 months at a time. And it's also like just so crazy, like getting everybody booked and all of the submission forms like gone through and everything. And then it's like, then it's done. For 3 months. And then I get to have like 2 months of nothing. And then, you know, I open it again. It's like 2 weeks of hell. And then I close it again. And it's fine. Like, I like the way I do it. It kind of keeps me sane having to do it that way. But yeah, I strictly only book people if they fill out a submission form. Because I'm like, I was doing the DMs on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. People would Snapchat me, can I get a tattoo? Email, the whole, you know, and I'm like, no, we're not doing
When
that.
I started out, I tried to do like a Google Docs and that just didn't happen. People were just DMing me and stuff. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll just do this so I can get clients.
Right.
You know, and I still use the booking form, but because I'm like trying to build up clientele, like, and I'm getting a lot of action from Facebook, which is fucking crazy.
That's surprising. Yeah, Facebook is weird.
Oh,
Facebook is a weird hellscape.
I get some weird people, and I'm definitely like, no. But then I get some people who are like genuinely interested, and they
at
like.
least you can see their profiles.
Yeah. Oh no, exactly.
You gotta creep a little bit.
But I still have them like fill out the form.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can tell me what you want and I can price it out for you, but you have to go through this if you want to book with me. That is how it works.
Yeah. Like, I have so many questions in my submission form that over the years that I've just like
it's
keep
also
adding
hard
more and
too,
more.
Because it's like sometimes you'll ask them, they're like, how big an inch is? And like where is it going?
Size.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. The size in the photo, and it's like on
like,
your phone, my phone. But and then they don't answer that. They'll only answer a couple of the questions, and so you have to re-ask them the questions you have already asked them above, and it gets really tedious.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard.
I try to just You fill out the form. I'm like, cool. And then they get sent a link, and that's it.
Yeah. It's
and
really
most people
nice,
don't
though.
even respond after that. It's
Yeah.
like, that's it.
Yeah.
No context needed. We're
Yeah.
good. I have everything.
All
in
the
one
information
form.
and everything. Yeah, exactly.
It's good to go.
I like whenever people will send me like photos of their limbs and stuff too, and they know it in inches. I'm like, wow, you're a G, you're a real one, man.
Or when you ask people to send them photos, and like, oh, can you send me a photo of your forearm? And it's like from this angle, like
it's in a dark room, and you like can't.
You're like, okay, well, I was gonna use that to like draw it directly on the photo, but like, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
You're trying to use the distort tool to like even it out.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. I've been doing a lot of consults too to try to get people in, even sometimes when it doesn't need a consult, just because some people want to come in and meet me, especially in that area. Like we talked about, there's like not any restrictions or anything, and people have had like bad experiences.
So valid. Yeah.
So they like want to, and also some people have been like, it's an ad that pops up on their Facebook, so they're like, are you real?
I am real.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you can come in and talk to me, no problem. It's not a thing.
I'll FaceTime people or like Google Meet, whatever. With people. But
that's something interesting, like moving here, like running the ads. I've always ran ads on Instagram, always young clientele. It's like people my age, you know. But then doing it on Facebook, it is people like older and they're more established, which does mean that they have more money to spend on tattoos and they want to get like more quality work, but they don't know because they've been getting tattooed by like pirates how like it works, like why do I take a deposit and like why do I have to fill this out on the internet, how do I take a photo of my ID, like so it's very interesting, the differences between the two like generations.
Definitely. Do you do all digital?
For what do you mean?
Like consent forms and stuff?
Oh yeah.
See, I do all physical.
Really?
And I keep all my things for 3 years.
They had that in Oklahoma where you had to do that, and then like when I got Porter, they do it before they come in. It sends it an hour before.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
Which is really nice. And then it also sends them like an aftercare sheet too, which is I send them with a card usually, unless they're like a returning client. You know, then I'm like, you know, the shebang.
Yeah, like, do you remember?
Yeah,
do we need to go through it.
Yeah, exactly. I always have a spiel for everybody, but yeah, I have little like for first time clients, I have like goodie bags, and it comes with like ointment and like all this stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I like having the digital because I have so many fucking consent forms, and it's hard to like moving with them. Like I could technically get rid of my ones from Oklahoma, you know, living here now, but I don't want to. I feel weird about it.
I know, you're like, oh, that's my client.
Yeah,
that's like my past work. I know. I feel like I would feel weird throwing away my other ones. I'd be like, that was like 3 years ago though. Yeah. Like those are all my people.
So they make you keep it for 3 years, or you decide to keep it?
No, they make us keep it in Douglas County. They make us keep it for 3 years.
That's very similar to Oklahoma. What is the like health restrictions here? Like what exactly all do you need?
I know, I'm like, well, I don't really know what's different because Castle Rock is also Douglas County. So I've only been under Douglas County for tattooing. So like I don't really know what the differences even are, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, what do they do for you specifically in Douglas County?
Just the health department?
Yeah. Like, what are their restrictions? And
they just do an annual health inspection once a year, and then they give you your shop license every year. But like, they come in and they check to make sure things aren't expired, check to make sure that you do setup and tear down correctly. They like ask you to go through it. We have a bunch of forms. So I have like all of my exposure control plan and safety data sheets and, you know, aftercare, my Sharps contract that I do my mail back program.
Data sheets. That's interesting. Like, what is that?
So like if you use chemicals like rubbing alcohol or capicide or green soap, they all have safety data sheets, and it's kind of like just like the chemical breakdown, and if it gets on your skin, what you need to do, if it gets in your eyes, what you need to do.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they make me have my safety data sheets like on file. Yeah.
I'd be inhaling Maticide.
You're not gonna be able to tattoo in 20 years. You're gonna be shaking too bad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like turpentine.
Yeah, no, and then I also wipe it down with Cavicide like wipes. So I spray everything down, and then like in Oklahoma you have to let it sit for 3 minutes to make sure it kills everything. Yeah. So
and then Cavi, the Cavi wipes are 3 minutes, and then the Cavi spray is only a minute.
See, I do the Maticide spray.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, because that's just like, I don't know. Yeah. That's what I've always used.
I know, same. I'm like, I use Cavi because like that's just all I was ever told to use. So I'm like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to use.
The shop that I like did my actual like hours and apprenticeship at, he bought everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so like all the needles and like all the supplies we use.
Cannot relate.
Yeah. So
they
like
didn't even buy his personal protective equipment, which I
that's
found out
crazy.
is
I had to buy
county
I
requirement.
bought like my own chair and like inks and all of that stuff. But yeah, as far as like if you wanted a certain needle brand, you'd have to like request that he like buy it.
Wow,
so you pretty much
so
just like bought like Quadrant Slate, which is like what I started with.
Fair.
I don't like them.
I've never used a Quadrant needle.
They're
I don't
so
think Quadrants
expensive.
are compatible with Bishops. I don't think.
No, they go on Bishops.
Do they?
Yeah,
Are they? Because
Bishops.
like there's a certain needle brand that doesn't. Maybe it's like Cheyenne's. There's one. I don't remember which one, but it doesn't.
I don't know, but I know
Bishops.
Quadrant and Slate work because I had that Bishop when I worked there.
Noted.
Yeah,
Noted.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like being able to buy all of my own supplies. Anyway, do you want to tell them where they can book with you, what kind of your style, and when your book's open too?
Sure. So I did just close my books through the end of June, but I'm sure this won't come out for a while. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't think it'll come out until like sometime in April.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so probably in the end of May or early June, I'll open for July, August, September. I always post on Instagram at pale.artist. You can find my stuff, and you can also find all of my links and stuff in my bio to my website. My website is just pale.artist.com. I do all my booking through a submission form, so you just fill out the form with your idea, put some reference pictures if you have any, and then either me or my assistant will get back to you.
Oh, you have an assistant?
Yes, I do.
Look at you, girl.
Then we'll get it booked, and yeah. Pretty easy process, very smooth sailing. Everybody always says that that my booking is like the smoothest booking.
Oh, that's nice.
And yeah, they're always like, you send the address with the little map, and like it's all just so smooth sailing, and I know how much I'm gonna pay, and like it's just great. So
I love that you have a little map.
Yeah.
Whenever I got in here, I was like,
there's map stairs. Yeah. Okay, around. Yeah.
I said water fountain. Oh, I get this way.
There you go. Yeah. Because I'm like, it can be confusing.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate you being on though. You're like I really enjoyed this.
Oh my gosh,
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I
you're
appreciate
so
you for wanting to interview me.
Yeah, dude, I love your work. I saw your work
so
and I was
much.
like, I gotta go on the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude, I try my best. I really do.
No, it is
like,
so crispy and
so much
the
work in
freaking
it.
stippling. Oof.
Thank you.
Yeah, chef's kiss.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Tattoo Consciousness. Make sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date. And if you'd like to support the podcast, please make sure to check out my website for original art and prints, as well as sharing to your friends and family. See you next time.